hosting
If
the
you are
tours.
on my Instagram, you are on Cam3 for Saturday morning live. We would like to open the doors of the church and direct you towards the mainstream inside the church house. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, uh, prayer meeting. You can also see us at Bible study on Wednesdays.
What you're listening to are the smooth sounds of the Splashcast that will be released today, right?
Yep. Splashcast 36 pack released today. And then I'm sure there will be more next week because Chris Brown came out. And
Oh,
at
he
first,
did drop.
I
Chris
enjoyed
Brown
it.
did drop.
Yep.
Ooh.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. We are about to talk about the draft.
The lack of
Excitement?
yeah, man. Let's
Hello, folks. Cam
wait. Let's
3.
wait. I'm gonna wait till everybody gets here. What's up, good people? What's up, good people?
Yes, and once again, I want to make the announcement. If you are on my Instagram, this is Camera 3. You can all join us on the Splashcast YouTube, Splashcast Live, Twitch, and you can also see us on Facebook Live. We are literally everywhere.
We are everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are everywhere. People, please let us know how our levels are looking.
Yeah, and if I'm not loud enough, tell me. Tell me what you want.
Hey-ho.
Tell me what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sledgy.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Cuz, what's good, cuz? I see you. What's up, cuz?
Boy, I have so much going on right now, sound everywhere. I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh, I turned off the music for you.
No, it was the Twitch echo that was the one that got me.
You got a Twitch echo? You must have Twitch open.
Yeah, I mean, somebody got to be in the actual chat. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't see the chat. Only I can see the chat. My bad.
There can only be one Highlander.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live, episode 61. Saturday Morning Live, as we get ready for episode 61 that we will talk about, that we will broadcast on Monday. Make sure y'all tune in Monday as well for our live Monday Night Raw is what we call it.
Doing it raw.
But y'all know, a Saturday Morning Live, we normally come in here and talk about some of the normally the biggest news story. We only come on here for an hour. We try to have a conversation. What was the biggest news story the last couple of weeks? The last couple of days. It's the NBA draft.
Oh, clearly the NBA draft. That's it.
The NBA draft obviously dominated the headlines, right? I think I am going to go live, actually.
You can actually just join mine. Well, while you join my live, we talk about the draft. For the most part, most draft experts have believed that for the most part, the draft, you have your big three at the front of Banchero, Holmgren, and Jabari Smith. And then after that, the draft flattens out drastically, and then it's more of a select your guy type of draft. It should be a very, very interesting draft long term, because you would assume that somebody out of this draft is going to hit, and
it's
then
going to be decent, right?
Exactly, and then somebody's going to look like a draft genius. I've started to reassess draft geniuses after I looked at my own team, and I don't know if they're draft geniuses or just really good players have fallen to them, because it seems like the same thing has happened again. But we are now ready. Reggie has joined us in the Cam 3.
Cam 3. Make sure y'all turn up. You gotta turn me down.
Mute myself.
Make sure y'all go.
On turning me up.
Make sure y'all go over to the Splashcast. Make sure y'all follow the Splashcast on Instagram. We are live there. You will be able to see all of our media that we show during our show. We have music playing. We have our backgrounds. A little bit more official. This is more of the Cam 3 version of it. So We appreciate y'all for tuning in on Norwoods Live. Go to the Splashcast Live. You can go to Twitch. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Facebook. You can go everywhere. You can see us anywhere. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can watch us on Spotify.
The Splashcast, everywhere you want to be.
The Splashcast is like American Express. Everywhere you want to be. My man Lawrence, I see you turned up in there. Make sure y'all join the Splashcast, man.
We are exactly like American Express because we want our money at the end of the month. Know that.
So y'all know what it is, man. As we said earlier, man, the Splashcast. We talk on Saturday Morning Live. We like to talk about the latest and greatest news that happened before we get to our Monday taping as well as our Sunday taping. So we discussed the NBA draft. The NBA draft dominated everything that's going on, all of the news. It was kind of a lackluster draft for me, though. It was a lackluster draft for me. I don't really believe in any of these prospects. Maybe.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm tough.
Lord.
It is what it is. Says the 37-year-old man with no athletic ability left in his body other than be able to jog.
Is that a self-scope?
It is because I know folks is like, dang man, you up here talking about peak physical conditioned athletes, which is true, but that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't play basketball for a living.
So with this draft, man, let's talk about the first pick. Let's talk about the first three picks.
Right. Well, I guess I was wrong. I was right on the first pick.
The first pick was Paolo Banchero.
6'10" forward out of Duke. Very well-rounded player. He can dribble. He can shoot a little bit. 6'10", 250. And this was always the guy who I chose, who I thought was the best player. Now, in 10 years,
he's
come back to me if he's a bust and be like, nor would you pick one wrong? What happens? But for me, this was the safest bet, and this was my favorite pick.
He's definitely see, man, make sure, could you put on your Splashcast on the live, could you make sure that you direct them towards the Splashcast when folks are joining your live and not the Splashcast one. But so about Paolo Banchero is probably the most NBA ready player other than the steal that the Warriors got. The Warriors got Patrick Baldwin, but we'll go back there. Paolo Banchero, this is really viewed as a 4-person draft. You had Paolo Banchero, you had Chet Holmgren, you had Jabari Smith, you had Jaden Ivey. Keegan Murray was up there as well. The thing about the Magic is the Magic what do the Magic need? The Magic on paper seem to have everything except for maybe a center. Well, they got Mo Bamba.
Adults. They need adults. They don't have any adults. That is the issue.
So the draft wasn't going to assess that anyway unless they were going to trade out of the number 1 pick, which means
I agree.
You were never gonna trade out of the number 1 pick because there's not, unless you're gonna get Giannis or somebody that's worth a number 1 pick to come to your team. You had to draft somebody. But the Magic have an influx of 4. They have so many 4s. They have Wendell Carter Jr. They got Franz Wagner, who's like a 3-4. He's really a 4. He's a stretch 4. What's your boy? Jonathan Isaac. Then they got Paolo Banchero. They have Mo Bamba, who's probably about to leave. Their front court is crowded, to say the least.
I concur.
Where do they go from here? I mean, if I'm the Hawks, I'm perusing.
Absolutely. You know, I'm looking at Mo Bamba. I'm like a free safety over the top, just waiting for him to drop. And then at that point, you make the interception. Oski take it to the crib. But absolutely, they have a collection of assets. Their assets are a little bit more unproven than the Hawks. So I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to trade them.
Who do they get? Who do they trade? Who do they get rid of?
I'm probably trying to move Suggs. I like Cole.
Suggs.
I like both of them.
You
They're
are
kinda
wild. We talking about the
undersized to
front
me,
court. You
and I
trying
don't-
to move Suggs, the back court? They that was a first round pick last year.
Yes, but it was out of it. It's he picked the best player, not the best fit. So, ideally, Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs do not really go in the same backcourt.
I'm
Neither
trying to
one
figure
of
out
them is a
how we just talked about them having 5 fours, right? And we went to, instead of figuring out what you do with the power forwards, you went and said trade Suggs, the guard. They don't have any other guards. They only have Markelle Fultz. They don't, and they're trying to trade Terrence Ross. So I don't get that point of trading Suggs when you have so many front court players that could get you help.
But you don't really have at this point. You don't have Isaacs, so
He's
you
coming
have
back this year.
just-
You have to assume he's coming back this year.
Show me that he's healthy before I'm making a move in that direction. I mean, if you look at it, I think that Mo Bamba should be there 5. I think that Banchero should be there 4.
So Wendell
I
Carter
don't know.
Jr. comes off the bench,
Yeah.
and Jonathan
He's on
Isaac. You don't talk. Kev, welcome. Here go Chris with that bull jive. Exactly.
There's no. I am making a team that makes sense here. So yes, I want Bamba at the 5, Banchero at the 4. I guess you probably have to play Wagner at the 3 for now, and then but Suggs and Anthony just don't make it. You don't have any shooting on this team, not enough. And
You can.
would
And,
think
well,
that-
why would you not trade the 4? Why would you not trade one of the 4s for some shooting?
Which one can you trade?
Wendell Carter Jr. You said
Because he works too much in the future. That's a deal. Yeah, I'm not trading him.
then you have to trade Jonathan Isaac. You have too much talent in order. You have too much talent. You just said they have. You just said they have.
Does not have to start.
You just said they have no adults. You just said they have no adults. If they don't have any adults, why would you not take some of the rookie talent or some of the young talent and get an adult?
That is the reason that I am trading Suggs.
So then who do you put in Suggs' place?
That's the spot that I'm trying to refill with a draft pick. I'm going to give you a 1, and I'll give you Suggs.
Hold on. Let's hold on. You're saying you would trade your number 1 draft pick from 2021 for another draft pick. So you're punting on Suggs.
No. I'm punching on Suggs. And
Why?
Trading you, and because him and Cole Anthony do not work in the backcourt together. They're small and they can't shoot.
But that doesn't address your overloaded front court.
I don't see the front court as overloaded. I see myself as a deep team.
Okay, we'll just. Whew.
No. Okay, so I'm coming off the bench with Wendell Carter, and I'm coming off the bench with Jonathan Isaac. Right now, Mo Bamba has had a history of injuries, so it's not guaranteed that he'll play all. I'm not even gonna say 82 games, 71 games. And Isaac has a injury play career.
You're coming off
so
the
he's-
bench with Wendell Carter Jr. and you're coming off the bench with Jonathan Isaac as the 5. So what's your starting lineup? Because
No. Wendell Carter at the 5, Isaac at the 4.
So what's your starting lineup?
Mo Bamba, Banchero. I don't know who they have at 3.
Franz Wagner. He's really a 4.
Wagner, Suggs, Cole Anthony.
And you would trade Suggs for what?
I'm trying to trade up. And
Yes,
get
Josh,
another-
I am tired of the tomfoolery. And ooh, Kev going crazy.
If you look at what he's getting.
Oh,
paid,
and they
that's
got
a-
RJ.
that's
I forgot they got RJ Hampton and Gary Harris in the front court. Why would you trade Suggs when you have RJ Hampton and Gary Harris?
I'm trading.
You would
Gary
trade
Harris.
them.
If
Why
I-
would you
if I
trade
can
Suggs
trade
though? Why would you? I don't understand the point of trading your number 1 draft pick from 2021. That makes zero sense to me.
Reggie, everybody on this team is a number 1 draft pick. Whoever you trade,
he has done. Yeah, you could trade the number 1 draft picks that haven't panned out. Suggs has played 1 year and he was good.
Yes, that's the reason I want to trade him while his value is high. Yes, and yes. So the only difference between me and what ESPN has is they start Wendell Carter and I'm starting Mo Bamba. I think that Mo Bamba has a better future than Wendell Carter. So yeah, I'm starting.
And they got Chuma Okeke.
Gone. See you later. Don't never have to come back. Sorry, my friend.
He's probably one of their most versatile. What do you mean? He's their most versatile defender.
He can go. And Markel is done. They're not re-signing him.
Yeah, we're not talking about front. We're not talking about backcourt. You talking about trading the backcourt. I'm talking about trading the front court.
Yes. So me, Mo Bamba as a starter, Banchero at 4, Wagner at 3. I'm trading. Yeah, I'm trading to see if I can move RJ
Hampton. See, yeah, you talking yourself into a circle. You talk yourself into like.
I don't know why you're trying to talk me out of this. I have made
because it makes.
you
can make a decision.
Doubling down on it.
You are a horrible GM.
Okay.
So
look at what the Magic have done so far.
You GM like Michael Jordan.
Okay, so here we go, Reg.
You do.
And
you
Kevin,
get mad.
I was gonna be mean, but I'm not. I come in.
Be mean. Be tough. Be
blessing.
tough. Explain to me how you would trade your number 1 draft pick for 2021, who has done nothing wrong. Be mean.
You know, no, it just for me. I'm looking for a shooter. I need a shooter at 2. I really would like to move Wagner, but you probably can't move him right now.
Franz or Moritz? Franz or Moritz?
Huh?
Franz or Moritz?
Franz. Morgan. Is he?
Wait. You want to move Suggs and Wagner?
No, I would like to, ideally, but I can't.
So then yes. You said no, but yes. You said you would like to, ideally. So in an ideal world, you would move Suggs and Wagner from the Magic?
Yeah.
They're literally they've been in the league 1 year. Oh my God. Okay.
So once
I did not know I was gonna get this stirred up 7 minutes into the live. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
So let me tell you the reason why. I think that Mo Bamba is the best player on this team.
You, sir.
Okay.
Wrong. Mo Bamba has the most potential.
Okay, so I think that he's the best player on this team. I think that Banchero's ability to handle the ball. No, I'm not. Stop. Oh my God, Kevin.
You just said it. You just said it. How you mad? How you get mad at people for quoting what you said?
Because ideally, I would like to move him, but I also understand that there's no way that I can move him right now. So, like I said, Mo Bamba at the 5. He's a better player than Wendell Carter to me. Banchero's ability to handle the ball. We just drafted him, and he was a number 1 pick. He's stuck at 4. There's not at 3. There is not a better alternative than Wagner.
They're telling you to get drug tested, brother.
Nope. And Cole Anthony is the heart and soul of this team. So once those 4 places are fixed, the only place that I see that I can improve this starting lineup is move on from Jalen Suggs. And you're right. He is a good player. I also don't think that he's a shooting guard either. So that's the reason that I would like to move him.
You don't think Jalen Suggs is a shooting guard?
Huh?
What do you think he is?
I think he's a point.
Okay. Agree to disagree. To disagree.
Yeah. Okay. No. So you've done all this talking. What about yours? Let's hear you.
With the Magic?
Magic? What other team we've been talking about, Reggie?
The Magic. I would not trade Jalen Suggs. I would not trade Cole Anthony.
What you wouldn't do. Tell me what you would do.
You're probably gonna lose Mo Bamba. Going off. So Mo Bamba's out of there. Or if you sign Mo Bamba, you have to either either sign Jonathan Isaac. One of them 4 players got to go. You got Wendell Carter Jr., Paolo Banchero, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Bamba. At least one of them have to. Plus, you got Chuma Okeke. One of those, two of those for you. You have 5 front court players for 2 positions, right? You have to get rid of a front court player. And if you're saying that you need shooting, why would you not? You already said Paolo Banchero is starting from day one. That's the number 1 overall pick. He's starting from day one. Wendell Carter Jr., you just signed. He's a 6'9" center.
Look at his contract.
So I just said that. I just said you just signed him. So you keep Wendell Carter Jr., although he probably has the most movable contract right now. He's probably your best trade piece. No, you said don't trade him. Don't put your arms up. Then you also have Jonathan Isaac and Mo Bamba and Chuma Okeke. Right? Mo Bamba is a free agent. Mo Bamba is probably going to leave. Somebody's going to pay him. Can you imagine? Somebody's going to pay him. Somebody's going to pay him.
Can I ask you a question, Reggie?
No, because I'll let you talk.
No.
So then you have Jonathan. Yes. So then you have Jonathan Isaac. Then you have Jonathan Isaac. If anybody's going to get moved, it has to probably be Jonathan Isaac and Mo Bamba, and you take one of the many front court players that you have, and you trade for the shooting that you want. Now you can talk.
So what you're telling me is we agreed that Mo Bamba has the biggest upside of all the players on this team. And you're letting him go, but I'm the crazy person. Explain it and make it make sense to me, please.
I'm saying one of them has to go. You don't have the. You probably don't have the money. You have to pick between Mo Bamba. I'm telling you. You either have to sign Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac, and somebody else has to go, or you let Mo.
Isaac is already signed.
You still have to. You can trade them. You could trade them. See, that's the point you're missing. You could trade them for shooting. You could trade any one of these, well, I would say 5, but Paolo's definitely going to stay. So you could trade any one of these 4 players for shooting. You already signed Wendell Carter Jr. You've already signed Jonathan Isaac. More than likely, Mo Bamba, unless you're going to do a sign and trade, you're going to have to sign Mo Bamba because he has all of the upside, just like everybody else in the league. He knows he has all of the upside. So if everybody else in the league knows he has all the upside, everybody else in the league is going to offer him money. So if everybody else in the league offers him money, you then have to make a decision of, are you going to pay Mo Bamba, do a sign, and then you're going to trade somebody else and go get shooting. But you have to trade one of these people. Trading Jalen Suggs to me makes 0 sense. 0 sense. I would trade Markel. I would trade for like a backup point guard that can shoot for sure. That's where you get your shooting. Trade for a backup point guard that can shoot. Terrence Ross is out of there. Terrence Ross is gone. So you probably trade him. So then you get those players. That's where you get your adults, your 3-and-D guys. But there's no way that you trade your first-round pick from 2021 who has done nothing wrong. That makes 0 sense.
You're going to trade Mo Bamba, he going to look like a world beater. And I'm going to be like, I told you so. I'm going to be like, hey, man. I hope. That's one of those trades where people are like, oh, it's crazy. I hope that they let him go. And I hope that the Atlanta Hawks be like,
I wouldn't be mad. No, I see.
Hey, Okongwu, you my boy. If Mo Bamba becomes available, you're out of there.
Yeah, you can't teach size, man. You can't teach size.
Thank you. And he's one of the few guys that's 8 feet tall and can shoot that shit. It ain't no way I'm letting him walk away from me. No.
That's fine. You don't have to let him walk. But you have to let somebody else go in the front court. Have to. There's no way.
I'm not letting him get in a relationship with nobody else.
That's fine. That's fine. I agree. That's fine. I agree with you. You could sign Mo Bamba. You could re-sign Mo Bamba and do whatever. That could be your starting 5. Wendell Carter Jr. could be your backup 4. That's fine.
Wendell Carter
or your backup 5. Or he could be your backup 5.
Wendell Carter Jr. is a good backup, and he is on a team-friendly deal that you can move. So yes, I'm not flipping my chip yet. I'm saving him. Yes, I think that you're gonna have.
Why did you mention that he could move? You just said you're not gonna move him.
No, I've said that from day one. He has a good contract. You can do whatever you want to it. That's the reason I'm not getting rid of the player that I think is the best player, and I'm not trading my best chip right now. I want to see what comes available first. So for me to start the season, I am moving Suggs because I feel like there are enough good 2 guards that I could find one. And then from there,
why would you have to find one when you already have one?
That is where I find
on a team friendly deal. He's on a rookie deal. That's the team friendliest of deals. Why would you trade Jalen Suggs? Never mind. We're talking this.
We just have a different valuation of Jalen Suggs. That's it.
So then you also have now this team right here. I'm very interested to see how they pan out. The Oklahoma City Thunder drafted Chet Holmgren, right? Right here, number 2, Chet Holmgren out of Gonzaga. And for y'all that don't know who Chet Holmgren is, Chet Holmgren is from Gonzaga. He's 7'1", with a 12-foot wingspan or whatever. He looks like a pterodactyl. And I don't know his. What do you say? Franz and Banchero are better than Bamba. I think. Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Franz
I think they're different position.
Franz can't. He ain't gonna be a defender. He can just shoot.
You just said you traded for shooting.
I want a guy who can shoot and dribble, not just a guy who can shoot. That's what I wanted a 2. I want a guy who can do both.
How many 2s are out there that you would trade for? Who do you think would trade? Who are you trading, and who would you trade for?
In that case, I'm probably it's a multiplayer deal. I'm trying to move Ross anyway.
You're not getting anything. You're not getting a starting caliber. You're not getting a starting caliber 2 for Terrence Ross. It's not happening.
No, Suggs, Ross, and I'm trading my first round pick. I don't need any more picks.
You're trading Suggs, Ross, and a first round pick. So you're trading essentially 2 first round picks for who?
I guess it would determine who is available.
You already know who's available. Everybody's available. It's free agency and trading. Everybody's available. So there's not a non-available person. Who are you trading for?
You know what?
Zach LaVine? He's a free agent.
No, Actually, let me back that out. I would be interested in a Cam Reddish situation. Let's get him out of New York. He's rangy. He can play the 2 or the 3. I think that he would be a very good 2 on the Magic. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So you would trade your number 1 draft pick. You would trade your number 1 draft pick, another number 1 pick.
No.
You just wait. Hold on. You just said you would trade Jalen Suggs, your number 1 draft pick.
I concede.
You trade your number 1 draft pick. You would trade Jalen Suggs, and you would trade another player for Cam Reddish.
No. After thinking about the guy who I'm looking to trade, I'm going to see if they're interested in Suggs for Cam straight up. They both on rookie deals. They need a guy who can play the point. I think that Suggs is a better point, and I feel like Cam is a better 2. I would see if they would do it straight up. And like you said, it's proven that Suggs has played pretty well. Yes.
Okay. Agree to disagree. Chet Holmgren to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder, before the Warriors, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Warriors were battling for best team, for best GM, right? The Oklahoma City Thunder built the Big 3 organically with Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Then they fucked up and picked Serge Ibaka over James Harden. Rest is history. Warriors did the same thing, but they didn't fuck up, right? So the thing about Oklahoma City is nobody wants to go to Oklahoma City in free agency. The last big free agent they got was Paul George, and that wasn't even free agent. I think they traded him there, right?
Well, Chris Paul wanted to go there. Hey, Joshua.
They traded Chris Paul there. I don't think he wanted to go there.
No, but he had to approve it. He had a non-trade.
Yeah, he had a non-trade, but if he was in free agency, okay, whatever. Right now, nobody really wants to go to Oklahoma City. But their starting 5 right now is not that bad.
Yeah, it is.
They just what do they need? Because they drafted Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren.
That was a mistake. Why would you draft Chet Holmgren when you have the skinniest team in the NBA? You could have got a full-grown adult at Jabari Smith and decided against it. Hell, I think that Keegan Murray was a better pick. Okay.
They needed a 5 though. They needed a 5, and they needed a 4. They need a 5.
Yeah.
Well, they need front court. So
but it's not just position. You need weight. You need size, and they don't have that. Chet Holmgren was a horrible decision.
Well, the only person that got drafted with size was Paolo Banchero.
No, Jabari Smith and
Jabari Smith still
Murray.
needs to add weight. Keegan Murray is tall and skinny too. He's not as skinny as Chet. He's not as skinny as Chet, but he still needs to add weight. If that's so, your only gripe with them drafting Chet Holmgren is that he's skinny.
Yes, and SGA is skinny. Josh Giddey is skinny. Alexa Pokusevski is skinny. You have too many skinnies on this team. You got to have somebody who can. What are you going to do when Joel Embiid shows up?
What is anybody going to do with Joel Embiid? Who is going to stop Joel Embiid? There's a lot of people that ain't skinny that Joel Embiid destroyed.
Exactly. So the skinny people don't have a chance.
Nobody has a chance.
Wait, but
that's like saying he beat fat people and skinny people and muscular people, and you say, "Oh, skinny people got beat," and you're not talking about anybody else. What does that have to do with it?
They have less of a chance. I'm saying that Chet Holmgren is too small. Chet Holmgren. Okay, so look at it. Let's just talk through it. Chet Holmgren, 195 pounds, starting center. Okay. Darius Baisley, starting power forward, 208 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Dort, 215. He's 6'3". He the biggest person on your team.
Okay.
Josh Giddey, 205. SGA, 200 pounds. You don't have anybody that's greater than 225 pounds. You're not, SGA, 180 pounds and 6'6". My Lord. Yeah, go and roll them string beans on out there. They're going to get mashed. You think it's not, you play with this AAU team if you want to. You're going to get crushed by adults.
So what would you have done? Who would you have? You would drafted Jabari and they still
100%.
Let's talk about and let's see how much Jabari weighs.
220 pounds. He's 6'10", 220 pounds.
So you would have drafted Jabari at 6'10", 220, and everybody else still would have been skinny. I mean, I don't. You can add weight to Chet, right? You can add weight to Chet. You can add weight. You can add weight to all of these people.
Do you think he is going? Do you really think that? Look at his body type and tell me you think he's going to gain some weight.
Yeah, I mean, just by natural progression, he's going to gain weight because he's going to get older.
Okay, I give you Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant has gained 25 pounds since he's been in the league.
Okay. This is a bad idea. And I don't argue bad ideas. I will let it play out. I said from day one, Chet Holmgren, I am passing. I am passing and passing and passing and passing and passing. Well, okay, we'll see.
So then Jabari went to Houston.
Great.
Houston quietly has really has a really good base. They got a really good base. They need some shooting really badly. Houston needs some shooting really, really badly because their team of Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, and they got Christian Wood out of there, and they got Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith, for as dynamic as he is, isn't a great shooter. So they need exactly, G Code. This shit don't make no sense, but it's okay. Splash Cash Chat. So, I do like the Jabari Smith to Houston. The only thing about it is, like I said before, they need shooting really, 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 really badly. Like really badly.
That's where I'm looking for a Kevin Huerter type of guy.
Yes, he did, Josh.
There's some.
This is why you only have it.
No. See, once again, I didn't say it was a disadvantage. I said that it was highly unlikely that Chet Holmgren gains any substantial amount of weight. So, no, I'm not picking him.
So it's not a disadvantage to be skinny.
Huh?
So it's not a disadvantage to be skinny?
No, it's not a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage when your whole team is skinny, yes. You're going to have to play against adult physical men. That shit is not going to work. You're going to get bodied by everybody.
So Jabari Smith in Houston. Houston is going to be nice. Yes.
Yeah. You got Sang,
but they got a lot of holes to plug though.
Not really. I got Sengun at the 5, Jabari Smith at the 4, and I would like to see Tari Eason at the 3, Jalen Green at the 2, and Kevin Porter Jr. at the 1. And I'm shopping.
Kevin Porter Jr. is less of a point guard than Jalen Suggs.
I swear I was in the middle of finishing my statement. If you let me finish
my
statement, I was going to get to that point. I was literally saying that I would be looking for a guy who is a better traditional point guard. That is what I was going to finish my. I like Schroeder. I think Schroeder is a backup. I think he's a top tier backup. I think he fumbled his bag. But yeah, I'm moving Tari Eason to the 3 because he plays tough. I like Sengun. He's more of your new type of center that can move well enough. He can pass. He can score. Jabari
what you doing
Smith,
with Jason Tate?
Huh?
What you doing with Tate?
Tate can go. I'm not a Jason Tate fan at all. Now that is where I don't like this team. This bench is a flaming bag of garbage. But what you do have is Eric Gordon. You can probably move.
He's already out of there. They're already shopping him to get out of there.
They were shopping him last year, but he's an adult. He can go to a contender right now, and he has a big enough contract that you can get something back, or you can get 2 players back. I think he's at like $20 million. I'll take 2 solid 10s. But yeah, this team, they do need an adult, or they need. But I don't hate this team, and
I don't either.
I'm not against moving Kevin Porter Jr. because he's the person who I think. Yeah, no, I still don't like.
Come on, lead GM, as we call LeBron. Come on, lead GM.
This is the deal. This is the deal right here. Kevin Porter Jr. for Jalen Suggs. Who says no?
That is the same player. I say, what are you accomplishing by doing that?
I think that Kevin Porter Jr. is a much better is a 2, and I think that Jalen Suggs would be a better 1. That would be perfect for both teams, if you ask me. I think that Kevin Porter Jr. is a much more dynamic finisher. I think he's a better slasher. I think he's a little bit faster.
Have you seen Jalen Suggs finish? Okay, go ahead. You right? Go ahead.
Faster. Speed. But yeah, I would Suggs, Jalen Green.
G-Code says no.
Tari Eason. He can say no. It's all our opinion. Well,
you just said who says no. That's who I answered.
Oh, I don't think anybody says no.
Oh, you talking about in the league?
Yeah. Do you think the Magic say no to Kevin Porter Jr. at their 2 instead of?
You should post that. We should post that. Would you trade Kevin Porter Jr. for Jalen Suggs straight up, and see what everybody says? That's a good post. So Keegan Murray, he's a good pick for Sacramento. I don't really want to talk about it because I don't like Sacramento. I don't like Sacramento is gonna fuck this up some kind of way. They're gonna fuck this up.
But that was a great pick. Sacramento is not playing dumb basketball. They wanted John Collins. That deal never materialized. Keegan Murray, for all intents and purposes, is about the same size, same model as John Collins. He is not John Collins by any stretch of the imagination. If you can't trade for John Collins, this is the replacement that you can draft.
I'll wait on you to be like, yeah, he's John Collins. I'll be like,
Hell no. Hell no. John Collins is a proven commodity. But he's 6'8", he's 225, he's athletic. Yeah.
Kev says Orlando says no.
You said what?
Everybody says Orlando says no.
Oh, okay. I think that will be a mistake. I like Kevin Porter Jr. a lot, and I think that he has I think that Kevin Porter Jr. also has the ability to run a lot hotter than Jalen Suggs does. I think that he can. Some nights he can give you 25, 30 points. I don't really foresee Suggs doing that on a regular basis.
So I
don't see Suggs as being. He's not a star to me.
Okay, so and then before we're gonna stop at this pick and we're gonna go talk about two teams that made a pick. Of course, we're gonna talk about the Hawks and we're gonna talk about the Knicks. And true, there's also off the field stuff with Kevin Porter, off the court stuff with Kevin Porter Jr. that he actually built his rep. But Jaden Ivey to Detroit was probably one of the better picks. Detroit has positioned themselves so well to be a worst to, not first, but to make probably the play in next year. They are going to make a leap. Cade Cunningham seemed to figure it out at the end of the year. Last year, he destroyed the Hawks, although, it is what it is. They have Cade Cunningham. Sadiq Bey gave somebody, 56 or something like that? I don't believe in Marvin Bagley Jr. I think that's probably where they need to get better is the 4 and the 5. They have Isaiah Stewart and Kelly Olynyk, but their backcourt is stacked. Their backcourt is stacked.
Well, they drafted the kid at the 5 in a New York trade. During.
Oh yeah, we gonna get there. They got to do it. Yeah. Damn, New York, y'all some trash.
But I'm still also. I think I'm heavily in play for DeAndre Ayton if I'm the Pistons.
Yeah, 100%.
I can pay him a lot of money. I might have to overpay.
Duren, thank you, Kev. Thank you, Kev.
Yeah, I can overpay him. But for me, that allows, Ayton is probably going to be the best available asset at center you can get. So, yeah, give me Ayton.
For who?
I think.
Well, he's a free agent, and they got all the money.
Yeah. I'm pushing my chips in. Hey, man, pay him. Pay him. I mean, you don't really have another way to acquire an asset that good. So yeah, I don't really, and you know how I feel about Ayton. I think he's good, but not that good.
Well,
you gotta pay him.
So if I'm the Pistons, you have Killian Hayes, you have Corey Joseph, Frank Jackson, Hamidou Diallo. That's really it. Maybe Kelly Olynyk. You have those 4 players that you could trade. You sign Ayton, right? That's your 5. Oh, and Isaiah Stewart. And Isaiah Stewart. You have those 5 players, so you probably sign Ayton if you can. You got to go get a 4. You got to go get a 4 from somewhere because they just got rid of Jeremy Grant, right? So you got to go get a 4 from somewhere, and I think Duren is a 5 if I'm not mistaken. So if you get Ayton, Duren is going to be your backup 5. Marvin Bagley is not going to be your starter. It's unless he just I don't see it unless he has the greatest camp in history of history. You that's your weak link. So you probably
feel like he would fit if you have Ayton. Then
so you would trade one of the front court from the Magic.
Yeah. Given the opportunity, but I want I want a win back. If you're gonna take my trade piece, then I want to make sure that I win coming back. Does that make sense?
Say that again.
I want to trade. If Wendell Carter is valuable to me, he's a good player on a contract that's even better. So if I trade a guy, then I want to get back something premium back.
They'd have to give you Sadiq Bey. That's the only thing that they could give you. There's no way. There's nobody else that fits what you want. You want shooting. The only shooter that they have is Sadiq Bey, Corey Joseph, and you're not taking Corey Joseph. Frank Jackson? No. Hamidou Diallo can jump out the gym, but he shoots with 2 hands. And then there's Kelly Olynyk and Killian Hayes. And they're not. If I'm them, I'm not getting rid of Killian Hayes. So they don't have. You have to give them everybody. You got to get 5-on-1, which won't work. You got to be a 3-team trade.
I would take Saddiq Bey.
Then who do you start at the 3? Then who do you start at the 3? Probably move Cade to the 3 because Cade is what, 6'8"? Probably move Cade to the 3 and put Jaden Ivey at the 1 and put Ivy. I put Ivy's already at the 2. I'll put it. He's really a combo guard, so you put him at the 1. Maybe throw in Frank Jackson or Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes defensively is what they need. Defensively, they're a problem.
Ideally, for me, I'm moving Cade to the 3. I'm Ivy to the 2. I will move Killian Hayes to the 1, and then I have Wendell Carter at the 4 and have DeAndre Ayton at the 5. That means that I have basically everybody can shoot a little bit, everybody can dribble a little bit.
Well, I'm not worried about the offense. I think defensively, that lineup you just said, the 1 through the 4 can switch on everybody.
That too.
Everybody's 6'9" to 6'5". There's nobody that can't be guarded, except for like your major talented superstars.
And the other part about that is you can PNR with Cade, you can PNR with Ivy, you can PNR with Killian, and you leave Ayton where he is. And you could also really do the same thing. Wendell Carter Jr. and Ayton are kind of interchangeable where they can play in the 5 and they can shoot enough. They can go out to the perimeter.
Now, you ain't got no bench, though.
Well, you got to deal with one problem at a time.
You ain't got no bench because they not you. Saddiq Bey and Wendell Carter Jr. probably isn't a trade that they do straight up. So you said already if Wendell Carter Jr. is on a team-friendly deal, that means they're going to get more than one player, and they're probably going to get some type of pick. So you got to give up somebody.
I mean, at that point, I think that Saddiq Bey is a better small forward. Not a better small forward. I think that he removes some of the redundancies of the Magic. So I'd be more interested in maybe once again, I can finally move Franz at that point because I have Saddiq Bey, a guy who can get the bucket.
Franz can okay.
Dribble.
He was the spot up shooter. Literally, he's a spot up shooter. So let's
talking about Franz, right?
No, Saddiq. When he scored all them points, he hit all them threes. They're spot up shooters. But let's move on to what we really came to talk about: the Hawks and the Knicks. The Hawks ended up signing. They signed AJ Griffin. AJ Griffin with the 16th pick. Some say he shouldn't have fallen that far. He's a 3-and-D guy, 6'6", plays decent defense, shot 45% from 3. 44.7.
That defense is dead. There is no defense.
Well, that's what he has like a
that's
7.
A lie.
He has a 7.
That defense is a lie. Oh my bad.
He has a 7'3" wingspan, which is what they said he has defensive upside. But his thing is shooting. The frustrating part about this is, yes, we had shooting, but we need defense. We need backcourt defense. But I don't know how much backcourt defense is in the draft that you were going to get at 16.
Tari Eason. He was right there. Could have picked him. He literally does everything that we were looking for. He's a guy who plays defense. He's a guy who plays aggressive. He is literally the scariest person in the draft. Now, that was the only thing was his motor sometimes runs a little too hot, and that is a little problematic. But 100%, that was the guy who I thought we should have went after. He plays aggressively. He goes to the basket, and he goes to the basket to dunk on your face. And that's who we should have picked up. But we took AJ Griffin. I don't hate it because he can shoot it, but he's had some injuries already, I think, in high school, and he's lost a little bit of the step, and it sounds a little bit bogey-ish to me.
Well, that brings up another point. The Hawks leading up to the draft there were so many rumors, and we're not gonna go in depth about the rumors now. Yeah, you ain't put no chaser, nothing, boy. No ice, no chaser,
baby.
no ice, no chaser.
This drink like police in Chicago. Can't chase.
They just shoot. My bad, guys. I'm sorry.
We ain't gonna have no podcast. Don't worry about it. I got 3 people here with me. We are not gonna have a podcast for very long because Reggie's gonna get us canceled for sure.
G Code, you right, man. Atlanta sports stays away from defense, but so to me, we talked about the rumors. This signifies that they are literally the Hawks are gonna make some moves. We did call it. Norwood and I called it and said, watch nothing happen on draft night. Everybody's like, draft night's gonna happen. Oh my God, John Collins. Oh my God, John Collins. John Collins is out of there. It's already gone. He's been disrespected to the point where he's probably, if he hasn't requested a trade publicly, he's probably requested one privately.
Oh no. Chris Kirshner has already reported that a source very close to Collins says that he is done in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
So the thing about John Collins and the trade is the Hawks. John Collins is such a tweener. He's not a superstar, but he's better than most fours. So at that point, when you try to trade him, there's nobody can give you anything of value that you want, right? You either got to give me a whole lot of draft picks and maybe a couple mediocre players, or you got to give me a superstar, but you're not going to give up a superstar for John Collins. You're not going to do that. So the best trade that I heard of that I sat down and said, me and Big G had a conversation. Hey man, John Collins for DeJounte Murray would be a great trade for us.
How many picks you want?
Now they're saying they want 3 picks, 3 first-round picks. I'm not willing to give up 3 first-round picks for a player that's on a 2-year contract. Basically, his contract is up in 2 years, right? I'm not doing that.
1 year.
So, and John Collins, right? And you're giving up John Collins. So I would probably give up John Collins, another player. Now, I'm not giving up Onyeka Okongwu. Unless there's got to be a whole lot more wheeling and dealing, and that's got to be the first move. If you give up OO and John Collins for DeJounte Murray, there's got to be another move.
So what player can you give up?
DeJounte Murray comes in and plays the 2, right? You know me, man. I want to give up Bogey. I want to give up Bogey.
Bogey's on a $20 million contract.
I want to give up.
That money is never going to work. That's like $45 million for.
They can give you another piece. You need a front court player anyway.
What do you think that they got that's even close to that? Their money's not even close.
Well, then at that point, then the only other player that you can give up is Herter. You got to give up Herter.
He's still on $18 million contract.
4 years, $64 million. John Collins, 25. How do you make that work?
You can't. That's the reason that you can't start adding people.
Who do the San Antonio Spurs have that you could take? Boy, they ain't got no depth chart.
No, you got to go to CBS. I mean,
because they're not giving up Keldon Johnson.
They're probably not giving up Devin Vassell either. I wouldn't.
You would probably have to take Josh Richardson's contract. Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott. That's it. That's the only people other than DeJounte Murray that's making more than $10 million a year.
Yeah, it's a tough trade to make once you add one person. That's the reason you're probably gonna have to give back so many draft picks, because you just make it exponentially more difficult with more people.
Well, we can't. They have to throw in somebody that's $10 million or more in order for the trade to work, because we can't take on. They can't. Well, no, they don't. Never mind. We would get $10 million in cap relief if we did that. They probably give us DeJounte Murray and Jacob Poeltl, and we give them John Collins and Onyeka Okongwu.
But what do you even do with Jakob Pertl as your
Back up 4-5.
backup? You would still have a Kongwu.
No, I'm saying you have to give up John Collins and Okongwu.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you unless
I
you go
think
get
that-
unless you go get Zach Collins, but he's made of
but you-
glass.
but you can't give up John Collins and Onyeka Kongwu and a first round pick because you might have just restarted Popovich.
Well, if they trade DeJounte Murray, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to restart Popovich. So they would want John Collins. They would want the 4. I would probably do DeJounte Murray, Zach Collins for John Collins and 2 first-round picks, and maybe throw in another player. No, you can't throw in a player. It has to be Zach Collins, DeJounte Murray, 2 first-round picks for DeJounte Murray. I don't know if that gets you DeJounte Murray. I don't know if that. For John Collins, I don't know if that gets you DeJounte Murray though. I don't know if San Antonio goes for that. Another player would be like Lonnie Walker the 4th. Lonnie Walker, I'm still high on Lonnie Walker just because he can get his own shot at whenever he wants.
The issue starts to become that you're going to get fleeced multiple times. You're going to get fleeced multiple times on trades. You lost the Cam Reddish trade. You just gave him away for all intents and purposes.
He was a cancer. He was a locker room cancer that wanted to be out because of Nate. I want to make this known that a lot of this is on Nate. You got to play the younger players and you got to play people. You can't play Lou Williams. You can't play Lou Williams 27 minutes. You can't play Gallo 30 minutes. You can't play TLC over Jalen Johnson, Nate. You can't do that. You can't do it. But we're still not the worst franchise. We'll get to them in a minute.
No sound, just that quick.
How do you have no sound? What happened? Okay, well, we'll wait on Norwood. While we wait on Norwood, there was another team. Did your headphones die? Y'all can hear me, right? Everybody can hear me, right? It's Norwood that's messing up. You have no sound because you're connected to your phone instead of connected to the computer. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. Oh, Blake Kelly joined. What's up, Blake? Norwood shit is fucked up. Anyway.
Yes, it keeps dying on me. But for me, we lost the Cam trade, and if we go back and lose another,
did we lose the Cam trade though?
Yes, because he's still a first round pick. You gave him up for basically nothing. You gave him up for Kevin Knox and a second round pick that's protected.
Thanks, Josh.
So yeah, if you lose the Cam Reddish trade, then you come back and lose the John Collins trade. You're starting a trend here of losing trades.
So let's talk about the Knicks. Let's
Why?
talk about because you put it on the list.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Let's talk about the Knicks,
I would
baby.
like to let the Knicks talk about the Knicks.
So Knicks fans, let me know how y'all feel.
They hate it. They hate everything. I mean, rightfully so on this one, though.
So as y'all can see, damn man, this shit keep moving. There we go. As y'all can see, the Knicks draft was so bewildering, so befuddling that something happened that I've never seen before. I've never seen a GM not take a press conference after the draft. One, and then afterwards, GM and president, then afterwards release a statement. And I'm gonna read this to y'all because I know it's kind of small to see. Pause. Last night we made 3 trades involving draft picks, which resulted in increased financial flexibility and additional draft capital moving forward. We now have a total of 22 picks, 11 in the first round and 11 in the second round over the next 7 years. Let's stop there. The way that this is going, you are a placeholder president and GM, Leon Rose, because if you think that New York is going to allow for you to stay there 7 more years to see all of these plans come to fruition, you are foolish. Is your volume gone again?
Nope, my phone. But for me, this is just bad. This is Poor Knicks. I know it ain't poor Knicks. Just Knicks. This is a bad idea. The picks that they traded for are heavily protected. There is no real game plan here. I assume they're probably going to lose Mitchell Robinson. I assume they're about to trade Julius because he looks perturbed every day. And then how long do you think RJ Barrett is going to stay there and be abused by himself?
That's the point that I wanted to make. You made these trades and said you have 11 picks, 22 picks in the next 7 years. Second round picks are normally, I mean, you have to be a really good organization like the Warriors, like the Spurs, like the Thunder, at picking good players to be able to have value in your second round picks. The Knicks are not that. The Knicks do not have a history of making good draft day picks. They said their focus will remain to be strategic and thoughtful in our team building, doing it the right way while feeding off the momentum from the end of last season and prioritizing our player development program. So it sounds like to me they're trying to model themselves after a smaller market team and build from within. But you can't do that in New York. It's not going to happen. Good.
Everything can happen in New York. It won't happen in New York. Those are the differences. The issue is the last rookie that the Knicks extended was Charlie Ward.
Go ahead. Sorry.
The last guy that they drafted and extended was Charlie Ward. Everybody ever since then has been traded. They just mismanage and don't develop players. You have players. There's no reason that Obi Toppin can barely see the floor.
Yes, it is. Same reason that Jalen Johnson don't.
Explain it to me. Please make it make sense.
The coaches don't play young players.
Oh! You said I said cannot.
Yeah, cannot. Jalen Johnson cannot see the floor. You're right. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Yes. There's no reason why either one of those two players should have. Why are you playing 10 minutes a game as the number 1 overall pick?
Yes.
But go ahead.
Yes. So everything is wrong with this. You still have Tibbs, who I think is I'm not gonna say a terrible coach, but just not a coach that I would be interested in coaching my team.
Tibbs should coach high school basketball, where you ain't got to make no subs or nothing. You just play the best players all the time. That's what Tibbs should do. I concur.
But I think that they need a new coach. I don't think that this leadership, and especially not the way that they won't talk to the press, and then you have these press releases after you get your ass kicked in the media. This is a dumpster fire. And it was a dumpster fire when I told y'all that the Atlanta Hawks were better than the Knicks, and people told me I was crazy. And every sports analyst in the world said, oh, the Knicks are going to beat the Hawks. And I said, no, their team stinks. Now they stink. But if y'all want to get up off of Julius, and Julius is still a very good basketball player, he should be interested in trying to go to Miami. Or, I mean, if we're going to trade John Collins, I might be interested in getting Julius back. Or where he really should go is to the Pelicans for Zion.
So let's laugh at the Knicks a little bit more. Your man, Stephen A, big mad.
This is for my own health and my own sanity. I'm done.
He said he's not going to the Garden.
I can't be in the Garden because I'm scared.
Can you play Cry Me a River?
If I saw them face to face.
Cry me a river.
Your team been sorry, boy. And I hate to say, but if this is the point that broke you, you broke too late.
No. I agree with him. I agree with him. I don't think this is the point that broke you as it being too late. When you have multiple first round picks, right? They had the 11th. They traded all this stuff. When you trade out of the draft, they literally traded out of the draft. They have all these holes to fill, and they traded out of the draft. They traded during. I have no clue how we talk about. So this is what we talk about, and this was my reaction. So then this is a Knicks
future and moved them to the Pistons.
The Knicks acquired Jalen Duren.
No, the Pistons just took Jalen. No,
They acquired Jalen Duren
someone
and
else
traded
who
him to the
makes so many
Pistons
comments.
along with
Kemba
Kemba
Walker
Walker.
got taken. One of our favorite prospects.
41% from three.
So the Knicks don't have anyone.
Wait. This Knicks acquired Jalen.
They did all of that, right? They acquired Jalen Duren. They traded down a couple times. All of that, and then they traded Jalen Duren and Kemba Walker and got nobody. Nobody.
I don't hate the offloading of Kemba Walker.
I hate
would've been-
offloading him with the first round pick.
Okay,
Wild
so
crazy. Wild crazy on that. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. Go ahead.
See, for me, that's where I look at things a little bit differently. For me, I'm signing Mitchell Robinson. I still think that Julius is a good player. I'm probably moving Cam Reddish to the 3, RJ to the 2. So
Cam
I
is,
can
they already
trade
said Cam is on the move though.
me. I'm not that stupid. So I'm moving. I don't mind the Jalen Duren to get Kemba out, but the other pick I have to go get a point guard with. That's the only place. If they would have traded one and kept one, perfectly fine. I think that would have been a W. I think that getting Kemba out of there is a W. And I think that had they come back with a point guard, it would have been perfectly fine. But getting Kemba out of there and not coming back with a point guard, now you're wasting my time. You're wasting my season.
To me, they pretty much, it sounds like to me, because let's look at the Knicks roster. The Knicks roster is old.
I like Mitchell Robinson. It's not old.
They got Mitchell Robinson. I
old.
forgot about Cam Reddish.
Not old. The roster ain't old. I got to get away from Evan Fournier. See if maybe the Magic would take him for something.
Ooh, no. Why would somebody take somebody that they saw you fuck up on?
I didn't mean the Magic. I meant the Lakers.
So, Alec Burks is in his 30s. Evan Fournier is old. Everybody else is
old.
How old is Evan Fournier? Maybe he just looked
29 years old. That ain't old.
No, he's not old. No, not that old. Alec Burks is the weak link. He got to go. What happened to why is what's his name?
Man, he's
not
only
on
30. He's just not. I don't want him as my starting point guard. That
So
front
you have-
court, there's no problem with that front court. It's going to be tough to really get a better front court with the assets that they have available.
I think you got to move. You got to move Julius because, or you got to move Obi. You have the number 1 overall pick and you're not playing him. What in ever has the number
Obi
one
wasn't the number 1 pick. He's the 8th pick.
Okay, you're right. He was the 8th pick.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I mean, I also don't hate Obi Toppin being a backup. You just need to play. You just don't need to play Julius 40 minutes. That's the thing for me.
Forgot to put the chaser in there.
Welcome to the club. But yeah, so what I might do is I'm looking for an equal amount of time. I'm cutting Mitchell Robinson's time. Oh my Lord, is that Pastor Troy?
My bad. It's the earbuds, man. You touch them and they. Never mind. This is about to be a whole palsy statement. Let's just stop.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, and Obi Toppin, I need them all to play. Julius, you might have to play a little bit of 5. I'm okay with Julius playing some small ball 5 and Obi Toppin playing together.
Julius has the bulk and able to stop some 5s.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, like if you're playing against Bam Adebayo, Julius, you play the 5. Then I'm gonna play a little bit more Obi Toppin. I think the RJ Barrett is fine. I need to move Evan Fournier.
They get killed on the glass though if you do that. They get killed on the glass now.
Not if not against Miami, because they got PJ Tucker's there for. So Obi Toppin, you have to out rebound.
They do not have PJ Tucker as there for.
I know they have it there for.
He left.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm only dealing with presently constructed rosters, but for the most part, yeah, like the front court I'm not playing with. The back court is trash. I probably am wanting to test quickly to see if he can play the 2. I think that he could be the new Maxey. I think that him and Maxey have games that are kind of comparable to me.
They're the same player. Aren't they best friends or something like that?
I don't know. They just, to me, they're very similar. Kind of out of control, but they still get buckets. I would like to move. I told you Evan Fournier should have never gone there, and Alex Burke is too old. I'm moving off. If you would have traded and got that back and got a
How is he
point
too
guard
old?
back
He's a year
too
older
quickly,
than Fournier. Okay.
Fournier is trash. I don't care about your age. It's trash.
Oh, no, you don't care about it. Okay. To me, if you move Burks and Fournier, I would probably put Quentin Grimes at your 2 and Emmanuel Quickley as your 1, or I would put RJ Barrett as your 2.
How do you feel about
A little bit of Julius' defense is just so bad though. His perimeter defense is so bad.
This would be a good team for Kevin Huerter. He would be a good 2 here.
What would you get back for him? Obi Toppin? They're not gonna give you Obi Toppin. Quentin Grimes?
Ask yourself in a vacuum. Better player, Kevin Huerter or Obi Toppin?
Obi Toppin has more upside.
Today, better player, Kevin Huerter or Obi Toppin? And now, also remember, Obi Toppin, the guy you play 10 minutes a game.
I don't know. I mean, Kevin
I'm
Huerter.
saying-
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know.
Okay.
We don't know what we have from Obi Toppin, and we've seen what Kevin Huerter is. I don't know.
And he would be the 4th option,
Kevin Huerter?
3rd option.
3rd option.
You would hope the 4th option. You would hope that you have a point guard who could be the 3rd option. You have RJ be your number 1, Julius be your number 2.
Oh, they're going to get Jalen Brunson too. Yeah, they already offered him 4 years, $100 million.
I'm gonna go ahead and address this now. If you pay Jalen Brunson $100 million, you're an idiot. If you pay him $110 million, you're a damn fool.
Well, they traded away their 1st round draft pick, so we don't know what they're gonna do.
I want to be very clear about this. Jalen Brunson is not a $100 million player. He's not a $110 million player. The reason I'm using these numbers these are the numbers that have been thrown around about paying him. Please look at his career. Please do not be a prisoner of the moment. But please do, because it's not my team. I don't give a shit.
The Knicks roster really isn't that bad, right? It's not as bad as I thought it was, but they have got to get rid of Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, and figure out what they're going to do with Julius Randle.
You should have never took Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier is one of the most frustrating players in the NBA because I told the Celtics, do not take Evan Fournier. He is trash. They took him. He was trash. The Knicks subsequently took Evan Fournier off the Celtics' hands for God knows what reason. And now he's in New York being trash.
Yeah, Tibbs is the issue though. Tibbs brought in Alec Burks, who he is familiar with. He brought in Derrick Rose, who's not even on the depth chart right now, who he is familiar with. They have, I don't even understand, and they have Cam Reddish, who is the 5th string. Like, I forgot about Cam. You play Cam. They actually have a lot of pieces. They just need to get rid of Tibbs. That's the first trade they need to do. Trade Tibbs. Trade Tibbs to Europe for an European player.
You know what?
Rights.
No bullshit. That is the answer. You move him. I mean, at least for now, Emmanuel Quickley at your 1, Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish and RJ are your wings. That position don't matter. Julius is your 4, Mitchell Robinson is your 5, and then you play Obi Toppin is your 6th man. And
and Quentin Grimes, who can shoot out of this world, coming off the bench,
is your 7.
And Jericho Sims is not a bad player. I mean, he's not a good player.
Nope.
But he's not a he's a hustle player. He's what
player.
You need, what you find. He's what you need at a backup 5.
Yeah.
The Knicks are just bad.
Alex Burke and Evan Fournier are those are the 2 issues. You have a shitty front court and you have a coach that does not know how to allocate minutes. And if he called me, I would introduce him to NBA 2K22, and you can pick the little bars, and it will explain to you how much each player will play, so you will have a better understanding of rotations. Tom Thibodeau, you don't have to play everybody the whole time.
I'm gonna shoot the Knicks a little bit of bail because I did read
Why?
I did read multiple articles where that they were trying to trade up and sign Jaden Ivey, and he was going to be.
No, I'm not shooting bail for them. They do that every year. Oh, we want Zion. We're willing to trade up, and it don't happen. You gotta eventually realize that shit is not going to materialize. And if you keep chasing rainbows and waterfalls and can't get one, it's your fault. You can't keep planning your team around things that are unrealistic. That's
Well,
not me, man.
it could have been
I
real.
really am interested in Beyonce. I'm gonna trade up. Boy, she is not available, and she sure as hell ain't available to you.
But it could have been realistic because we just talked about the Pistons needing a 4. So unless the Knicks just decided that they were not coming up off Julius, which was foolish, then I would have, or even Obi Toppin. I don't know if I would have traded Obi Toppin, but they wanted a 4 back. They wanted a 4 back, so I would have traded my first, and one of them too, Julius, and gave him to the Pistons and got AJ Ivey and started Obi Toppin. Then you would have had Jay Ivey at your 1, with Emmanuel Quickly as your backup, Cam Reddish as your 2, RJ Barrett as your 3, Obi Toppin as your 4, Mitchell Robinson as your 5, along with Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, Jericho Sims on the back. That's not a bad lineup
in the 90s, but now you have a front court nobody can shoot.
Obi Toppin can shoot the corner 3.
No, he has. Okay,
Obi Toppin shoots the corner
shoot.
3.
Can't shoot.
He also shoots air balls, but I mean, there's that too.
Can shoot. I'm not. I'm not. Julius and James Harden are the same guy right now to me. Where 2 years ago, this guy was a monster. You have one bad season due to unfortunate string of events, and now people think you're trash. Julius is a good basketball player. James Harden is a good basketball player. And this year, y'all are going to be reminded. Well, no. If Julius stays in New York, you won't be reminded because Tibbs is going to play him 80 minutes a game. But if he goes somewhere else, you're going to be like, damn, Julius is still good.
I guess, man. I guess.
When you see Julius in Dallas next to Christian Wood and Luka Doncic, you're like, matter of fact, I'm going to ask you a question. You got to pick one, Julius or Jalen Brunson. Which one you want? You can only have one.
Oh, I mean, if I'm Dallas or anybody, if I'm Dallas, is Julius, 100%. They're lacking at the 4.
If you're New York, which one do you want? You can have both. You gotta pick one though. You can't have both. Excuse me. You have to pick either, but you can't have both. And
I probably take Jalen Brunson because Julius' contract is Julius make $25 a year?
Julius on a good contract. Now, when I say Julius, when I say he's on a good contract, he's on a fair contract.
I'm trying to look up his contract.
Oh, $30 million.
Yeah, he signed a 4-year, $117 million contract with a $106 million guarantee. So at that point, I'm probably taking
next year. He's getting paid $23 million.
So at that point, well, that's a push. At that point, I'm probably taking Jalen Brunson because you don't have a starting point guard. At that point, you don't have a starting point guard. You have Obi. So I'm probably taking Jalen Brunson. No, I'm not. Because the only reason I would take Jalen Brunson is if I had enough maneuverability to go get somebody else to replace Julius, right? So you would have Obi Toppin. You got to get another back. You got to get a backup 4 somewhere.
I think you got to move on from Mitchell Robinson. I don't think you can put because
then you got to get a 5. Then you got to get a 5.
Yeah, you can't. Obi Toppin and Julius. I mean, not Julius. Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson playing the same spot for all intents and purposes. Need the ball in the paint. You don't have the ball in the paint. I mean, Obi is a better corner and 3-point shooter, but you also don't want your offense to be Obi Toppin shooting corner threes. That's not getting you.
Well, my thing is you just don't have any the Knicks don't have any rebounding if you lose Mitchell Robinson. They have no rebounding at all. They didn't have a lot of rebounding with Mitchell Robinson. So if you go away and you run small ball, they going the Hawks already beat them. They would
That's also RJ and Cam Reddish job too.
To rebound? No. You can't rely on your wings to be the main rebounding at the focal point. You can't do that.
Oh, well, you got somebody got to do it.
Not the wings. That's why you have a center.
And no, you got to look at their heights too.
6'8" and 6'8".
Yeah. I mean, if you asking Obi Toppin to rebound, why can't you ask Cam Reddish to rebound the same height?
Two different type of players. That's like saying you want Cade Cunningham to get the same amount. So would you expect Cade Cunningham to get the same amount of rebounds as Isaiah Stewart? They're both 6'9".
Yes, but everybody's not going to be standing on the perimeter at the same time. No, I'm not asking you to be as good a rebounder as Isaiah Stewart, but I'm asking you as a wing to be a good rebounder because you're 6'8". Yes, I think that's very reasonable. I'm not asking you to get 10 rebounds, but you should get 6.
RJ Barrett getting 6 rebounds, Cam Reddish getting 6 rebounds still gets them killed on the boards.
You got to give me more. I need to know who else is on the team.
If you get rid of Mitchell Robinson, you don't have you have to go get a center. We're saying this is the scenario. You're saying you move on from Mitchell Robinson, and I'm telling you don't have any rebounding if you do that, unless you go get somebody.
You still have to bring back a center that can get you 8 to 10 rebounds a game. As a center in the NBA, you need to be able to get somewhere between 8 to 10 rebounds. I don't care who you are.
Then how does that make them? How does that make them any better? What needle does that change? That doesn't change the needle. That doesn't push the needle either way. What we just talked about doesn't push the needle either way.
It's okay. So for me, it's kind of like the DeAndre Hunter effect. I think the DeAndre Hunter is he needs to get at least 5 rebounds a game.
Julius Randle gets you 9.9 rebounds a game.
Julius Randle is a fucking good basketball player that everybody forgot about.
Right. So it's number 13. So he's the 13th person. That's it. Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, Julius Randle gave you more rebounds than Mitchell Robinson. So it sounds like the Knicks have to go get some type of rebounding. You could go get Vucevic. I mean, I think the Bulls are probably Wendell Carter Jr.
Your team is on 3 different timelines with Vucevic. Vucevic on the short timeline, Julius on the medium timeline. Then you have RJ Barrett who's starting.
Then there's nobody else that they can get. There's nobody that they can get that will give you rebounding more than Julius Randle. That means they're gonna get killed on the rebound on the board. They get killed right now with the team they got. They get killed on the boards.
What does it take to get Miles Turner? I think he's the guy who fits the timeline of at least Julius, and he's younger.
Julius, or Obi. I would trade Obi, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. But Obi for Miles Turner, but the money don't match, so it's probably Julius.
Can't trade Julius. I am high on Julius.
We know.
I like RJ Barrett, but they make RJ Barrett.
Well, RJ Barrett has the potential to be a solid player. I think he's gonna. To me, I think RJ Barrett, the hype is gonna die down. I think he's gonna end up taking the Wiggins route.
That fucking front court stinks to high heaven.
I've been looking at this. G-Code, did say, Russ did say, so much confusion trying to make this team good. And you ain't lying, Russ. I done went to 3 different pages, looked up contract.
I want to join that.
The Instagram, the Splashcast live.
I'm in a million different places right now.
No, but brother, yeah, I'm in 2. I can't. My focus ain't what it used to be.
But the Knicks could be good if they were not stupid. Once again, if y'all want to hire me and Reggie, we will fix y'all's team.
We will fix your team. We'll argue about it. But at the end of the day, the product that you put on the court will be right. You have been wrong more than you've been right. But that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of
Damn,
the
I just
live.
got over here too.
It is one. We've been on for an hour and 26 minutes. So we've come to the end.
We gotta
of the
talk about the Hawks, though. I mean, can we?
We did talk about the Hawks.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. We're waiting on.
We don't know what's gonna happen with the Hawks. We don't know what's going on. I hope they get DeJounte Murray. I hope they get DeJounte Murray for a reasonable price. And
Shout out to John Collins being so good that you can't find a comparable. I am happy about that. He is so good that you can't find a guy good enough to trade for him.
Yep.
I know that our ownership will probably never acknowledge that. And we just watched the draft. You drafted him at 19.
With that being said, man, if we didn't miss anything, Norwood, take us out.
We never miss anything because we're the absolute best podcast in the world. I don't know if this closes. I think this opens up our new weeks. We got to start calling this the week opener, because this is the beginning of episode 61. It's been a hell of a kickoff. This is a very interesting time for sports because they don't actually come on TV, except for my Tampa Bay Lightning, who won last night. We down 3-2. Go Bolts. We're going to keep fighting. I don't know if we got enough to beat the Avalanche, but we are giving it everything that we got. We have a fantastic week 61 ready for you guys. There will be the 36 pack will come out today. I don't know what the new 12 pack. I haven't listened to any new music yet. So it may be a 12, maybe a 24. Coming up on Wednesday, we have a Monday night Raw episode that will be around the league that we will be taping live on this Monday. I'm trying to think. Can you tell them where they can find us, Reg?
So you can find us on Instagram. Listen, I'm not even gonna list out all the stuff anymore. Go to the Splashcast Instagram at the Splashcast. Click the link in bio. The link in bio. The link tree has everything that you possibly could need to find us. You can find us on so many places. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Google Music, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I said Instagram before. You can find us literally everywhere. So this is our link tree. Let me go ahead and zoom in real quick so y'all can see
the tree of links.
So with the link tree, zoomed in a lot. So as you can see, it has our YouTube at the Splashcast, Apple Podcast, the Splashcast, Spotify, the Splashcast, Google Podcast, the Splashcast, Instagram at the Splashcast, Twitter. We live tweet games. We live tweeted the draft. We also go on there and rant a lot at _first, at _ the Splashcast. Twitch. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all.
We really taped the draft special, but Reggie set that on fire by
Look, y'all. This is Twitch. We are live on Twitch right now. Look, you go to our links tree and you can see that we're live on Twitch right now. So you can go to Twitch. You can go to TikTok. You can go episode. He has to update it, but episode 60. You can get the playlist. You can get Twitter. And then you can get what we call the Splashcast playlist home, where we get our master playlist. Our master playlist shows everything. It has all of the stuff. You can play it straight from the link tree, y'all. I'm sorry, this way. You can play it straight down there. You can play it straight from the link tree. It's over. I think it's like 20 hours of music right now. Fire music. You don't have to change anything. And then, of course, we have
Time out.
Wait, let me finish Facebook.
Can you tell them about the Snoop album, though?
Let me finish. And then the Splashcast fan page is on the fan page is on Facebook, Splashcast with Reggie and Norwood. You literally go to Linktree and you can get all of this information for us, as well as we'll be updating the Linktree very shortly with our website that will be coming soon with some merch. Also, make sure y'all go listen to the Snoop Dogg album, Death Row Summer. It is one of the best albums out there, and I found it on my own.
I kicked this whole motherfucking table over.
Nah, Norwood told me 2 weeks ago, hey, You need to listen to the Snoop album. I was like, I get back to it. You know, I like Snoop. You know, Uncle Snoop. I listen to his old shit. I ain't really know for shizzle, nizzle, my nizzle. I ain't really for all that. But now, you go back and listen to that album. Snoop, first of all, he put Drake and Beyonce to shame with his album. It's fire. It is super, super hot fire.
If you go back to my Instagram, I made multiple posts to tell people. And I told people, because I'm a person who understands what people are going to say before they say it.
Sound like a vacuum salesman.
As a retired salesperson who I am, I knew what your objections were going to be. Snoop, yeah, Snoop, but not the Snoop that you expect. It's different. And 100% everybody who's listened and actually played it through was like, you know what? This is not the Snoop that I thought it was gonna be, but this Snoop is immaculate. I do two things all the time: pay attention to sports and listen to music.
And make bad takes.
You clearly, my take is not bad. You just told all your church members to listen to Snoop.
I did tell all my church members to listen to Snoop and trade Jalen Suggs. You know what you said?
Okay, keep him. I don't argue with people who are willing to do stupid things. Keep being stupid. I ain't gonna stop you. But yes, the Snoop album is fire. There's a lot of really good music that's out. I know that you've listened to the Drake and you were disappointed. Me too. I know you listened to the Beyonce and thought, wow, you could have probably put anybody on this and it would have been pretty good for what it is. Looks like the Pistons are backing off of Ayton, which probably means he's gonna be an Atlanta Hawk. But for me, yeah, please check out the playlist. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and this music that I'm giving y'all is fire. I do not disappoint. It's a few things that I will put on the line, and my sports takes and my music takes are at the top of the line. That's how I got here. But with that said, I am Christopher Paul Norwood, the first, aka the Pod God. This has been an excellent Saturday morning live. Always remember, tell your friends about the podcast. Tell your family members about the podcast. Hug your loved ones. Tell them that you love them. And of course, it ain't but one thing left to do now. What's that, Reg?
Hang out. Oh, by myself?
Andrew.
And sip a little bit. I just want to let y'all know that he is Christopher Paul Norwood the first, so there may be a surprise at Thanksgiving. I mean, at homecoming. I think he's letting y'all know.
Whoa.